So I got to talk about this reporter who did a story for Wired going after RFK Jr. because, of course, RFK Jr. is, MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. He's trying to do a lot of things in regards with that. And one of the things that that RFK Jr. has suggested is the carnivore diet, which is, kind of mainly meats, less grains and things. A little, whole foods, basically. Not so much carbs and the processed stuff. Heavy on the meats, some of the grains, but whole foods, right? And so this guy wanted to try to make fun of him, and he tried the diet. And I want to talk about it a little bit because it's absolutely hilarious how it went for him. So with that being said, make sure you guys smack that like button. If you are not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. All right. I also have a second channel that I think you guys would absolutely love. That link is in the description box below. It is called Extra Rich. Hope to see you guys over there. But with that being said, let's hop right on into this video clip from this gentleman. Check it out.
I took RFK Jr.'s advice and ate nothing but high-protein foods for a week, and I found myself barfing in the office bathroom. Earlier this year, the U.S. Health Secretary unveiled a historic reset of dietary guidelines for Americans, and the very first item was prioritizing protein. The department claimed that official dietary guidance in years past had, quote, demonized protein in favor of carbohydrates. In order to meet the level of daily protein intake recommended by the U.S. Department of Health, which for me is around 138 grams of protein per day, I switched to a diet consisting solely of foods, drinks, and supplements marketed as high in protein. The food industry has responded to RFK Jr.'s Make America Healthy Again agenda with a dizzying assortment of high-protein items now available in chain restaurants and on store shelves, despite his frequent claim that ultra-processed foods are making Americans sick. Ironically, the biggest...
Those chips actually aren't too bad. Where did it go? Where did it go? Wait, where'd that bag of chips go? Hold on.
Agenda with a dizzying assortment of high-protein items now available in chain restaurants and on
these Quest. That's what they're called. I don't know if you guys have ever tried these. They're pretty good for some protein chips. Pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. If you absolutely have to have some chips and you want to try to get some protein in with it, great option. Great option. 20 grams of protein in the bag. Now, granted, these bags are pretty small. They're not like massive bags, which you probably shouldn't be eating massive bags of chips anyway. But if you want some chips, there you go. And I've recently found some of this kind of stuff too. Pop protein. It's kind of interesting stuff. But yeah.
Store shelves, despite his frequent claim that ultra-processed foods are making Americans sick. Ironically, the biggest barf inducer for me was from Ghost's Nutter Butter flavored whey protein powder. My partner Mads uses it as workout fuel, and I saw it as an easy shortcut to get 26 grams of protein.
This glass is supposed to be like more than 50% of your daily protein, and I feel like I could taste it.
I foolishly took the jar's suggestion to add a heaping scoop of the Ghost powder to 5 or 6 ounces of water and wound up trying to choke down a glass of peanut butter sludge.
Shortly after getting into the office this morning, I puked some of the Nutter Butter protein powder that I had. Not all of it, so I think I preserved a good amount.
After I vomited, Mads told me that she only ever puts a small dose of this foul powder in her cereal milk. As a protein maxing noob, it was a lesson learned. For my breakfasts, I paid $20 plus...
Definitely a noob, for sure. Definitely a noob. You went with Ghost protein? Now, I don't know too much about Ghost, but that's not a protein powder that I'm reaching for. Maybe I'm wrong about it, but y'all can let me know in the comments if you've ever tried Ghost or looked at the ingredients label, but that's not a protein powder that I'm going for. That Ghost to me, I'm familiar with the brand, but Ghost to me screams teenager, high school, that's what it says to me. But maybe I'm wrong about the branding. I don't know. I've never had it before. Don't plan on trying it, honestly, but not my cup of tea when it comes to protein brands. I've got some different companies that I like to use personally. But carry on.
Protein maxing noob, it was a lesson learned. For my breakfasts, I paid $20 plus $7 in shipping fees for a box of something called Man cereal. It packs 16 grams of protein, 2.5 grams of creatine,
I could barely chew through it.
and is easily the worst food I ingested for this experiment. The maple bacon flavor is touted as sweet, smoky, and Sigma, further confirming that the stuff is made for gym bros who listen to problematic podcasts. Lunches came from a variety of fast food and fast casual chains that have looked to cash in on protein mania, with some meals feeling more like recession indicators than health food. On its high protein menu, Chipotle has a protein cup, literally a cup of steak or adobo chicken with nothing else. I opted for the overglazed chicken, which cost me $4.70 for a straightforward 32 grams of protein, and instantly understood the term boy kibble. Dinners were no less disappointing. For example, Sweetgreen's steak meze plate, 34 grams of protein, was remarkably bland considering its 5-ingredient side medley, but I couldn't finish out the week without an order from the local spot called Burgers Never Say Die. They serve beef tallow fries that are popular with RFK Jr. and other anti-seed oil truthers, because while they contain almost no protein themselves, they definitely belong to the kind of worldview that prescribes smoked brisket for your health.
That's just how I expect fries to taste.
But for me personally, I couldn't see what all the fuss was about. And how did I feel physically? Unwell. Sure, I could have gone a more sensible route to maximum protein with lots of salmon and spinach and the like, but it was by far more appropriate to this moment in American culture to explore all the products that have been either cynically repackaged as protein rich or had a modest amount of protein injected into them.
You see the problem with what he was doing? RFK Jr. is recommending high protein whole foods. Whole foods, not this junk you're buying from Subway and Chipotle and all of these other restaurants. Whole foods. You bought a bunch of junk, so of course you're going to feel like crap. Like, what are you talking about? And then this man barely put any water in your protein shake and wondered why it was so thick. Now, me personally, I don't mind a thick protein shake. It doesn't bother me, you know. I'm the type of person that, you know, when I'm really, really into working out, which I haven't been lately, you know what I mean? My gains are. But when I'm really, really into working out, I'm over 200 pounds, okay? And so to get 200 grams of protein, it's a lot. It's a lot. And my protein shakes are, you know, 80 grams of protein. Sometimes I've managed to get 100. And anybody that's ever mixed up a protein shake, you know. You know. Matter of fact, here's the blender cup right here. You know how much powder that is in order to get 80 to 100 grams of protein. I mean, depending, right? Because some protein shakes have like 30 grams of protein per scoop. Some of them are 25. Some of the scoops are pretty big. Some of them are a little bit smaller. It just depends on the brand that you're using, right? So, but you know, I mean, it's pretty full of protein. So you know how thick that is. But I just down it. I don't mind. You know, just, hey, you know what I mean? Just knock it back. I don't sip on it. I don't, you know, just lightly, you know, I'm not lightly sipping. I'm chugging the entire thing. Just straight chugging it. I'm fine. I've never thrown up a protein shake because it was thick, but you know, if you're not from that world, try to be nice here. It might mess up your stomach a little bit. If you're trying to be something you genuinely aren't, might mess you up. You know what I mean? Might mess you up. So, yeah, I just thought that was absolutely hilarious how he was trying to make fun of RFK, which is also interesting. He's trying to make fun of being healthy while not being healthy because he's just ordering a bunch of fast food, saying that this is RFK's recommendation when in reality it isn't. RFK's recommendation is carnivore in whole foods, right? Whole foods, single ingredient foods, not foods that you just ordered from some restaurant that's been mixed with like 80 different things. No. And then he wonders why he felt like crap. You just ate chicken that probably had 50 different ingredients in it. 50. Of course you're feeling like crap. I believe there was some Subway at some point that he was eating. Like, come on, man. Come on. Like, that stuff is okay in moderation. But if that's what you're consisting your entire diet off of, if you're going out and trying to buy protein cereal that has creatine in it, that just sounds gross. That sounds gross. Why would I want creatine in my cereal? You know what I mean? Like, there comes a point where you're overdoing it. You really are. You know? Like, he literally didn't prove anything except for the fact that clearly, he ain't one of us. That's as nice as I can say it, right? That's just as nice as I can put it. But I just thought that was absolutely hilarious. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. If anybody has ever had Ghost Protein, let me know how you feel about it. I've always kind of seen it as something to, like, never use. But like I said, maybe I'm wrong. I think I looked at the ingredients label a long time ago and it wasn't great. But maybe that was a different protein. I don't know. It's just not something that I've ever used. So let me know how you feel about it in the comments. If you've ever used it, stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.